Hello my lovelies, we're gonna make some chicken and dumplings for dinner, so we're in my kitchen. We're gonna start with our ingredient list. This is a package of chicken thighs, right? Fresh chicken breast with rib meat, thin sliced, whatever. Use whatever kind of chicken you want for this. Sometimes I use the fryer chickens, the whole chickens, and then I have to cook it all, debone it, and then put the meat back in there. Sometimes I use chicken breast. This time we used whatever the store had, and they were out of everything this time, so it was the chicken breast with rib meat. So that's what we're using in this one. You're gonna need some of your favorite vegetables. I usually put peas and carrots in mine. You can of course add anything else to this that you want vegetable wise. It comes out like a stew, so it's not your traditional chicken and dumplings that are like the real slimy, almost noodly kind of consistency. This is actually gonna be like a biscuit on top, so they're much better. You're gonna need one, possibly two of any sort of chicken broth that you like. This was the one that was on sale. We have two just in case we need it. And then you're going to use Bisquick biscuit mix for your dumplings. So these are gonna go on top. After the chicken is completely browned, you add in your vegetables of your choice. So you're gonna brown the chicken first. You're going to debone it. This one does have some bones, so we're gonna take the bones out once it's browned. You don't have to cut it up into pieces. You can leave it whole, or you can dice it up, especially if you have little kids that you're trying to feed, you know, choking hazard, all that good stuff. So however you decide to do that, I usually will use the breast meat. Sometimes I cut it up just so that it's more manageable portions. You're gonna add the vegetable or chicken stock to it once it's browned. Then you're going to add your vegetables to the pot, and you're gonna let it come to a full boil. You want to make sure that you see things really boiling, really bubbling in there. That's kind of important for our biscuits to actually work. So the trick with these is you're gonna follow the dumpling recipe on the package exactly as it says. So on this one for classic dumplings, it's 2 cups of original Bisquick and 2/3 cup of milk, and you're gonna mix that together. The trick with these to get them to actually plump up is you need to cook it uncovered with the lid off for 10 minutes, and then you cover it the last 10 minutes, and you cannot peek or it will not rise. That's the trick. So it needs the steam inside the pot of it really, really bubbling so that the biscuits will puff up, and that is the trick for your dumplings. So I'm gonna get into the kitchen and we're gonna start cooking all of this, and we'll show you how it works. All right, so to our hot pan, we are going to add just a little bit of olive oil. You can use vegetable oil, whatever you prefer. I like to coat the pan a little bit just so that the chicken doesn't burn. So put a little of that in there. And we're gonna take all of these and we're gonna start by browning our meat. These don't have bone in them. Sometimes they do, so just check carefully, especially again if you have small kids. You don't want them to choke on anything. So we've got our chicken breasts in there. We're gonna brown that completely. And then once that's done browning, I am going to actually cut these up so that they're more manageable pieces. Then we'll add our broth, our vegetables. We'll let it come to a full rapid boil, and then we will add our dumpling. Season your chicken any way you like. We're gonna use some seasonal salt and some crushed red pepper. The seasonal has all the ingredients that I would want to put in there, so season these however you like, whatever flavors you like. It will be a little bit salty with this. That's okay, I like the flavor. And some chili flakes in there. Give it a little bit of heat. We like spicy in our family. So we're gonna season that side. We're gonna brown it. We're gonna season the other side, and I'll meet you back here. All right, our chicken's almost done browning. So while we're waiting for that to finish, we're gonna start on our biscuit mix. So just like the recipe calls for on the Bisquick mix, we're gonna use 2 cups of the powdered mix, the Bisquick, and then 2/3 cup of milk, and whisk it all together. All right, so we mix it together until dough is formed. And then when we're ready for this, we're gonna take literal spoonfuls of this and dump it into the piping hot liquid once everything is cooked already. All right, we're gonna cut our chicken up into about 1-inch pieces so that it's more manageable to chew. And then we're gonna put it back in the pan. Then we're gonna add our chicken broth, and we're gonna add our vegetables, both cans. and then we let it come to a full boil, and then we're going to add our mixture of our dough. All right, we've got our chicken broth in there. The chicken's been cut up. We've added our vegetables and we've added the chicken broth. Now we're gonna let everything come to a full boil, and then we're going to spoon in our dumplings. Then it's 10 minutes uncovered. The last 10 minutes are covered, and you can't peek and take off the lid or the dumplings do not rise. Okay, now that everything is to a rapid boil, we're going to spoon in our dough. So you're literally gonna take spoonfuls and you're gonna just drop it in the hot liquid. They will start to expand. It's okay if they touch each other. They will all mingle together when it's finished. So we're gonna just spread these out a little bit, dump them in the hot liquid, and then the first 10 minutes is uncovered, the last 10 minutes is covered. All right, all of our dumplings are in the hot water, so we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. All right, so the timer is almost ready to go off for the first 10 minutes. They will puff up, they will start to look more like biscuits or dumplings. And then when this timer goes off, we're going to cover it. Remember, no peeking the last 10 minutes. The lid has to stay on or the dough will not rise. So we're gonna let this cook the last 10 minutes, and then once that timer goes off, it's fine to take the lid off. Make sure they're done all the way in the middle. Every once in a while, when I'm using this big pot, I have to let it cook just a little bit longer than the 20 minutes. Sometimes, not always, so it just depends. Make sure that they're done all the way through, and that way you can tell they should look dry like a biscuit on top. They shouldn't look wet. Remember, the trick is no peeking that last 10 minutes so that they actually rise and puff up, and they should be about double in size from what you started when you scooped them into the boiling water. All right, our second timer just went off. They definitely look done, so they don't look wet on the top. That's the really important part. Now you got some steam on the lens there. So now it's ready. It should come out the consistency kind of like a chicken pot pie. So most of the liquid is now cooked away. The biscuits are totally done and everything's ready to eat. Enjoy. So that's it. Super easy weeknight meal. Takes maybe 30 minutes or a little bit more. Delicious. Enjoy. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you soon.